The Kansas State Wildcats have been towards the top of the Big 12 for the last few seasons, and they win with an incredibly balanced attack of both offense and defense. They are a very well-coached team, and they seem to always have a handful of really solid draft prospects who go on to have solid NFL careers. Over the last couple of months, there seems to be a lot of buzz around Kansas State cornerback Jacob Parrish, and rightfully so. Parrish has been phenomenal at both the Senior Bowl and the NFL Draft Combine in Indianapolis, and he has some super intriguing athletic traits and is one of the youngest players in the entire draft. How high could Parrish hear his name called in the 2025 draft class? That is what we will be going over in today's video. But hey guys, if you guys are new to the channel, consider hitting that like and subscribe button. Also, be sure to check out my Patreon page, where for just $5 a month, you guys will get exclusive access to my in-depth draft guide and big board, with over 500 prospects and counting. There, you guys will be able to find my written scouting reports on each and every player in the class, as well as updated Combine and Pro Day numbers and player stats from the 2024 college football season. It is one of the best resources available on the market, and if you enjoy my NFL draft content, I highly recommend checking it out. Leave a comment and let me know which prospects you guys would like to see in a future episode, and without further ado, let's get into it. Parrish is 21 years old and one of the younger cornerbacks in the draft class. He has played 3 seasons for the Wildcats and has put up some pretty solid numbers. In 2023, Parrish finished the year with 43 tackles and was targeted 35 times, allowing a passer rating of 60.5, as well as had 4 interceptions and 7 pass breakups on the year. He had high expectations entering the year. He added some weight, bulked up, and he put up some solid numbers yet again. He finished the year with 50 tackles and was targeted 40 times, allowing a passer rating of 73.3. He had 1 interception and 3 pass breakups on the year, but has really boosted his stock in the pre-draft process, and I think the sky is the limit for his upside. One of my favorite things about Parrish is his inside-outside versatility that he showcased for the Wildcats. Parrish is a smaller cornerback at just 5'9", and when you look at the measurables, you'd think he's probably going to be a nickel corner at the next level. But despite his frame and length limitations, he plays bigger than his listed size and has showed some really great versatility in the secondary. At Kansas State this past season, a majority of Parrish's snaps happened to come from the boundary. We mentioned he plays bigger, and he showcases physicality to man up against anybody. The Arizona game was a very impressive showcase of this. I thought he did a really good job of defending against Tet McMillan, who's 6'5". He has the type of mentality that he can guard anybody, and I think he has the potential to be a boundary corner at the next level. We mentioned it a little bit earlier, but Parrish does show good physicality at the cornerback position. He's really solid in press man coverage. He loves to get his hands on wide receivers, and he does a good job of playing aggressive. He has a really fluid back pedal, his feet are really quick, and I thought he moved really well. He loved playing in a telephone booth and in those one-on-one matchups on the boundary. Parrish excels in those spots. Parrish is also a really good athlete for the position as well. His long speed is fantastic, and he showcased that at the Combine where he ran a 4.35. He can defend deep balls, but he also has really good explosiveness and short area quickness for the position as well. With his traits, with his speed, I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if a team decided to give him a chance to play boundary earlier in his career, because I think he can match up with anybody. One thing that I was underwhelmed with when it came to Parrish was his run defense. There were a lot of plays in the run where it didn't feel like Parrish had that aggressiveness or didn't feel like he wanted to come downhill. It's a shame because he really improved as a tackler in 2024, and he only had an 8.3% missed tackle rate. I would like to see more aggressiveness and see more of a willingness to come downhill and defend against the run, because NFL teams really value that in corners. In zone coverage, I also think there are some inconsistencies. I feel like Parrish has a bad tendency of getting his eyes stuck in the backfield. He will get caught staring, or will get blown by. There were moments in 2023, particularly the Missouri game, where Parrish was getting absolutely toasted in zone coverage. He's going to have to improve his eyes and not get caught staring nearly as much. I also worry about his aggressiveness. I do love the physicality that he plays with and love how active he is in press coverage. However, I do think he comes back to hurt him at times. Parrish had 7 penalties in the 2024 season, but mostly what I worry about is Parrish has a really bad tendency of biting on double moves. He's very easy to fool at times, and he's gotten torched on numerous occasions because he does bite so hard. I think he needs to play more disciplined and not be so aggressive and biting at every little move. I think that can come with more experience, but it is something that will hurt him early on in his career. Jacob Parrish is one of the younger corners in this draft class, but I think his upside is awesome. He really impressed me when I turned on the tape this past season because I love the speed, I love the physicality, he really improved as a tackler, and I love the inside and outside versatility. There is a lot to love with him. However, I think he is just a little bit unrefined in coverage. He's going to have to tone back some of the aggressiveness and improve some of his instincts in zone coverage. But with all that being said, Parrish is my number 11 cornerback in the draft class and my number 78 overall prospect. In terms of a scheme fit, I really like Parrish in a heavy man-to-man scheme. That's where he played almost 50% of his snaps this past season for Kansas State, and he's really good in one-on-one matchups. Whether they decide to play him in the slot or on the boundary, I think given his traits, his speed, and his physicality, he's going to be best suited to be a man-to-man corner at the next level, and that's where I think he excelled the most at K-State. My player comparison for Jacob Parrish is new Detroit Lions cornerback DJ Reed. Reed is a guy who also hails from K-State and had a very similar skill set to Parrish when he was coming out. Both of them are undersized corners who had versatility to play both inside and outside. They are very physical players who have great ball skills and athleticism. However, their physicality can come back to hurt them at times as they both have struggled with penalties throughout their career. Parrish is a little bit faster than Reed, but they have almost identical measurements and length, and I can see a lot of similarities in their two games. Jacob Parrish is a feisty competitor. He plays bigger than his listed size and is a really good athlete for the position. I think he can have a really solid NFL career, and ultimately, I believe that Jacob Parrish will be a top 75 pick in the 2025 NFL Draft.